I would love to go over there at some point. I got to get to Ireland and Scotland.
Yeah.
Some parts of England. Fuck London. Fuck it in its ass.
I want to see London, but I want to see London 20 years ago, not what
Yeah.
hellhole's become, you know?
Right.
You know, I want to see London. I want to see France. And I want to see Anakova's underpants.
Oh,
right, Bob?
God.
Bobo appreciates that kind of humor.
Do you remember a few years ago
Bring it down a level.
they were going to try and outlaw the grunting, in women's tennis?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, well, that no one's going to watch women's tennis.
And who gives it? Right.
What's
How many
the...
people are just sitting against the TV
Isn't that so-
recording?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Great, though. A nice grunt.
Did Anna used to grunt?
Oh, I'm sure.
Was she a grunter?
I don't know who the grunters were.
know if she
There's
was-
some pretty famous grunters. Remember? Monica Seles was the big
She was the big
number one grunter.
Especially when you fucking stick a knife in her.
When you shiver.
When you shiver.
Anna probably made like a little cute noise.
Yeah.
You know? I bet
Yeah.
she did.
I'm thinking,
She's all filled with hockey player jizz.
Like when
got
I
any Anna Kournikova playing?
was in high school and I would crush a girl with my belly, but she didn't want to be rude. I would just be like,
There's got to be grunting compilations. There's got to be
I'm sure.
creeps
Gotta
out
be.
there who have made that.
Oh, here we go. Whoa.
Oh,
Got a video of that?
what a great sport.
is that Anna?
This is Maria
Jeff versus
Sharapova.
Peng.
Oh, Sharapova. Any of the ovas are pretty good.
That's fine.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my
I
God.
love how Russian women, it's like, you play tennis or you are whore. That's like the two choices they have.
Now, you'll either be a big tennis star or you will stripper pole.
Until you are so fat, you must make bread because you have giant mole. Like that's it.
Now, you decide I have to go pedal the pedicab out in Times Square. Don't fuck with them. They are all Russian and they're all angry.
Oh, yeah, you fuck for money?
You want the ride? You want the cab? No, asshole. I'm going fucking 20 blocks. I'm not going to have you pedal my... You have fucking problem?
Yeah.
Eee, sorry.
Yeah, ask that guy to tell you how much he loves socialism.
Yeah.
Like, what
He's
you
got
think?
the
Yeah.
tattoos of those stars on his fucking Russian mob stars all over. I'm like, all right there, fucking.
He's got this fucking scar right here.
Calm down, Mr. Pedicab.
What a great storyline in Sopranos that the one-legged with Tony's Russian girlfriend. Oh,
Yeah, even
just
Tony's
the
like,
best.
don't fuck with the Russians. Don't fuck with those fucking
got one leg.
I told you, Janice, don't fuck with the... And she fucked with the Russians,
Yep.
and that was about
Dude,
that.
they're badass people.
They are. The Russian mob is like there was this whether it's a fantasy or some romanticized version of the Italian mob. Supposedly, you didn't fuck with civilians. You didn't fuck with like there were certain circumstances where you wouldn't fuck with someone's family. It's just them and things like that. The Russians will wipe out any existence of you, your family, your
Kaiser
fucking
Soze.
dog. Anything. If you had sea monkeys in a fucking thing, they would pour it out. That's before they leave.
This kid I know,
Pour it out.
They pour out your
in front of you.
Right in
They
front
pour
of
out
you.
your monkeys right in front
they
of you.
just
All right, you
flush
sea
your
monkeys.
goldfish.
Flush your
They just
goldfish.
shaved in a baby's head.
Clip your fucking rhododendrons. No fucking thing
They're really
is
just
alive when
picking
they
up
leave.
around the house.
They just break a parrot's neck.
That's it. No more talking bird.
Is your bird tell the police too?
Nothing lives once there's no sign of life in your house when the Russian mob gets a hold of you. I don't think people understood like how much that Soviet Union pumped out some real fucking tough motherfuckers.
Oh, so yeah.
Real, man.
yeah.
Hockey players in general, and then a Russian hockey. That just doubles the toughness.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just saw my friend Art on Sunday at my show, and it's just funny because I remember in high school people would ask about socialism, and he would bring it up, and he'd be like, "Do you know what it's like to wait in line for?" He kind of sounds like, "Do you know what it's like to wait in line for bread
Yeah.
so long in the freezing cold with your mother? Everything is even is not good."
There's Jim Carey
Yeah.
saying that we have to embrace socialism and be able to say that we're socialists without no excuses anymore. Let's go. Do you got that clip? Where's a stupid Jim Carrey?
That's why it was funny, because that was the last conversation I had with a Russian was on Sunday, a dude who lived in
They
Soviet
live anyone that live.
Yeah. Now
No
we have
one-
so much bread. You don't even.
Yeah, he's got
No one is leaving America to go to socialist nations.
Right.
No one's leaving and going, well, I'm going for a better life.
Republicans are
And it's so
running.
here it is. No? Yeah, no one's going there. They go from socialist nations and come here and then tell these dumb fuck people that think they want socialism how you stand in line freezing cold with your mother.
Yeah.
Or bread.
Oh, you had company. Mom was
Or
there.
bread. And I'm sure that bread just sucked.
You know, it was.
Yeah, it
I
was.
think it was
Was it a
soft
nice
Wonder
focaccia?
bread.
Oh, you know, it was that big crunchy loaf that had the texture of a breadstick.
The one you always see on World War II movies.
They break it.
They fucking break, and the soldiers are like, it's something with cheese. I don't want that bread.
Yeah, like the good days when you got that shit cheese
Yeah,
that government fucking. It's just this.
They're just sitting there waiting to be shot at, and they're eating the shittiest bread. That's Russian.
The meat of your dead friend in the middle of it and creating a big sandwich.
Yeah, some bloated horse carcass
Yeah, yeah.
they're carving out of its ass. Is this it?
For the interest of the people on top while ignoring
whoa.
working families.
I grew up in Canada, okay? We have
Right.
socialized medicine. And I'm here to tell you that this line that you get on all of the political shows from people is that it's a failure. The system is a failure in Canada. It is not a failure in Canada. We have to say yes to socialism, to the word and everything.
The researchers and scientists.
Really? How about you take some of that money you made from some of those movies when you were making 20 mil a flick and put that into the socialist system? You know?
I put that on Twitter just the other day. I said, well, why don't you evenly distribute your millions? And
Millions, go
lead
ahead.
by example.
Yeah.
It's all these rich Hollywood elitists that know they'd be at the top of the pyramid because they're
Right.
there already. So in a socialist nation, they're not going to be hurt. You know who's going to be hurt? The guy that's working for a living, that all of a sudden has no ambition to work because he's not allowed to keep anything, any of the rewards from his hard work go to the same thing that somebody who doesn't want to work. So why would you work to support people that aren't doing anything?
Well, and he's also referring to a long time ago with a much more dense population. Because I don't know if we have any Canadians. I know we have Canadian listeners.
Yeah.
But I know certain Canadians who, because I'm in Detroit, they came from over the border, who constantly bitch about how expensive it is because you make $100,000 a year and they take fucking 60% of it for your
yeah.
taxes.
He's talking about the island on the Truman Show, where everybody got along famous.
He's like, don't you
We all
when
Maybe
the
that was it.
sky talked to me?
when the clouds.
Let me tell you about socialism. Fucking fireman.
Fireman Bill.
Let me tell you a little something about
Fire
socialism.
Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you something, a little something about Canada and its socialism, or its socialized medicine, which is it's not a socialist nation. So you can't say that's a working socialist nation.
Right.
They do have socialized medicine. But and I've heard horror stories. I've heard great stories about it, but I've also heard horror stories. So I'm not going to get into that portion of it. But let me tell you a little something about our little neighbor to the north. If it wasn't for the good old U.S. of A. just south of your border, and its amazing burden that we have to defend at least this hemisphere, never mind our neighbor right to the north, by having the strongest military in the world, and by having all that R&D that we do here that you get to use up in Canada, and all of our industry, a lot of the stuff up in Canada is American. It's, the cars made in America. Where's that Canadian car? Does Canada make a car?
Oh, Saturn, so not anymore.
Oh, right. See? So all that shit, it relieves the burden. If you have a huge fucking jacked brother, older brother, you don't have to exercise or learn how to fight in school. You just call your fucking brother and have him kick someone's fucking ass. That's what Canada is. The little wimpy brother. And they don't have to have the burden that America has to take care of you. Believe me, if it wasn't for the US of A, you'd either be fucking goose-stepping Nazis, or you'd be fucking part of the Soviet Union, like the rest of the fucking world would be without us. So don't start talking about how great Canada is without the contribution of this great country. And for our Canadian listeners, look, I'm sorry, just please keep subscribing.